Hello! Today I want to tell you why Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States, is so significant. Washington, D.C. is not just a city. It is also a symbol, a center of governance, and a place with global influence. So what makes this city so special? Let's explore this question step by step through its historical, political, cultural, and international dimensions, history and purpose of establishment. The importance of Washington, D.C. begins with its creation as a capital with a specific purpose. When the United States gained independence in the late 18th century, the new nation needed a capital. At that time, cities like Philadelphia and New York served as temporary capitals, but their geographic locations and regional rivalries prevented a consensus. To balance the interests of northern and southern states, a decision was made in 1790. A new capital would be built from scratch in a neutral territory. For this purpose, land was chosen along the Potomac River, between Maryland and Virginia. The city was planned by French engineer Pierre Charles L'Enfant and officially became the capital in 1800. The city's name comes from George Washington, the hero of the American Revolutionary War and the first president. D.C. stands for District of Columbia, indicating that the city is a federal district, not part of any state. This unique status sets Washington, D.C. apart from other American cities and was designed to allow the federal government to operate independently. The fact that Washington, D.C. was built from the ground up makes it a planned capital. This shows that the city was designed not only as an administrative center, but also as a symbol reflecting American ideals. Wide avenues, monumental structures, and symmetrical layout were deliberately planned to represent the strength and unity of a nation. Political and administrative center. The most prominent significance of Washington, D.C. is its role as the political and administrative heart of the United States. The city is home to the three main branches of the federal government: legislative, executive, and judicial. Legislative. The U.S. Congress meets in the Capitol building. Comprising the Senate and the House of Representatives, Congress is where American laws are made. The Capitol is not just a building, but also a symbol of democracy. Executive. The White House is the official residence and office of the U.S. President. One of the world's most recognizable structures, the White House is a global symbol of American leadership. Judicial. The Supreme Court is the highest judicial authority in the U.S. and has the final say on constitutional matters. The presence of these three institutions in the same city makes Washington, D.C. the epicenter of American governance. These institutions shape not only domestic policies, but also foreign policies. Washington, D.C. is where foreign policies are determined, international agreements are negotiated, and responses to global crises are coordinated. The Pentagon, though technically located in Virginia, is considered part of the D.C. metropolitan area and serves as the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense, making it the center of military policy. 3. International influence. The importance of Washington, D.C. is not limited to the United States. It is also a global hub for diplomacy. The city hosts numerous embassies, consulates, and offices of international organizations. For instance, institutions like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, are based here, making decisions that significantly impact the global economy. Additionally, many international summits and meetings are held in Washington, D.C. The presence of embassies makes the city a diplomatic hub. Countries maintain constant communication through their representatives in Washington to strengthen ties with the U.S. This transforms D.C. into not just a capital, but also an arena where world leaders and diplomats converge. For cultural and symbolic value, Washington, D.C. is not only a political center, but also a cultural treasure reflecting American history and values. The city is home to numerous museums and galleries under the Smithsonian Institution, Places like the National Air and Space Museum, the National Museum of History, and the National Gallery of Art attract both Americans and visitors from around the world. Most of these museums are free, reflecting a democratic approach to access to knowledge. The city's monuments also hold immense cultural and symbolic importance. The Lincoln Memorial, Jefferson Memorial, and Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial honor key moments and leaders in American history. The Lincoln Memorial, in particular, stands out as a symbol of Abraham Lincoln's role in ending slavery and preserving the Union. The National Mall, surrounded by these monuments and museums, is a vast open space considered the heart of American democracy. Moreover, Washington, D.C. has witnessed significant moments in the civil rights movement. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech in front of the Lincoln Memorial, solidifying the city's role in the fight for equality and justice. 5. Economic and social dynamism. Washington, D.C. is more than just government buildings. It is also a vibrant economic and social hub. Beyond government-related jobs, the city offers a growing economy in sectors like technology, education, and healthcare. Prestigious institutions like George Washington University and Georgetown University make the city an academic center. Socially, D.C. is a multicultural city. People from diverse ethnicities, cultures, and backgrounds coexist here. This diversity is reflected in the city's cuisine, festivals, and arts. For example, neighborhoods like Adams Morgan are filled with restaurants offering flavors from around the world. 6. Washington, D.C. as a global symbol. Finally, to understand the importance of Washington, D.C., we must look at its role as a global symbol. The city is synonymous with democracy, freedom, and leadership. A single photo of the White House instantly evokes the American government and its global influence. Similarly, the Capitol building symbolizes legislative power and the will of the people. However, this symbolism also brings responsibility. Washington, D.C. can be a center of polarization, protests, and debates, both within the U.S. and globally. The city reflects both the triumphs and struggles of democracy. Conclusion: Washington, D.C. is much more than a capital. With its history, political power, cultural richness, and international influence, it is one of the most important cities in the United States and the world. Built from scratch, it was designed to reflect American ideals and continues to represent them today. Whether it's the dome of the Capitol, the serene silhouette of the Lincoln Memorial, or the iconic image of the White House, Washington, D.C. tells the story of a nation and its global role. I hope this brief journey has helped you understand why Washington, D.C. is so important. Thank you for watching.